If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings, but you're pro-choice, abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days. I hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country, and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks divided by the news, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Cause honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The force.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Good to see y'all. TGIF. I think I spoke to everybody, but just in case, David, Tiger, Fawn, Keith, how are y'all doing, guys? Keith, no. That would be Tom McDonald. He did drop a new track today, too. It's awesome. There you go, David. That's how you say hello. I know, Keith. It's good to see everybody. Everybody have a good day today? Hey. Oh no, Keith, you're out of gummies? Uh-oh. Hey, Cowboy, how are you, hon? Good to see you. I don't know how to act. I've got my laptop up so I can share links with y'all as we go. And I've got StreamYard open. You've been bored, rain all day long? Uh-oh, Fawn. I wish it was raining here. It's just been hot and dry. Excuse me. So, I've got several news articles to share with y'all today. Yippee! News articles is always fun, right? Oh, I did not know that, David. Huh. Give me just a second. There we go. Maybe that'll help. That's how the police can search your computer without permission. Absolutely, David. I say go for it. Y'all know we don't have but an hour today, so I'm going to post the links before I start reading them. That way, in case y'all want to read along, if y'all are on a computer. As y'all can see, the first one is from foxnews.com. Hassan says it's frustrating. Potato Head administration has it supported push to temporarily scrap federal gas tax. As soon as my laptop stops acting stupid, Democratic senator from New Hampshire who faces difficult re-election puts daylight between herself and Potato Head. Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan says that it's frustrating that Potato Head has yet to support her push to temporarily repeal the federal gas tax to help consumers cope with skyrocketing prices at the pump. And this is a Democrat, y'all. Hassan, who faces a very, very difficult political climate as she runs for re-election this year, isn't shy when it comes to spotlighting her policy differences with the president, whose underwater approval ratings are doing Hassan no favors as she seeks a second 6-year term representing the battleground state of New Hampshire in the Senate. What I've been pushing for is, among other things, is suspending the gas tax that helps put more money back in people's pockets. I'm pushing the administration to support that. They haven't yet, and that's frustrating, Hassan told Fox News on Friday. So, not quite sure what to make of that article. Like I said, I posted the link there in chat. That way, if y'all want to read the whole thing, y'all can. She was barking at the German Shepherd. I'm not sure what the German Shepherd's barking at. With him, there ain't no telling. So, this one right here. Yeah. All right, come on. This article is also from Fox News. Filmmaker Michael Moore continues to call for the Second Amendment to be repealed. You don't need a pew-pew, is what Michael Moore says. Hey, Tiger. Oh, you barking back, Keith? Moore wants to remove nearly every pew-pew from civilian ownership. Liberal filmmaker Michael Moore is calling for the Second Amendment to be repealed and sharing his theory for how to successfully remove nearly every pew-pew from civilian ownership. We need to start a movement to repeal the Second Amendment and replace it with something that says it's not about the right of someone to own a gun. It's the right of all of us to be protected from pew-pew violence, Moore said Friday on his podcast. We have a right to live. He said, if you're afraid of somebody breaking in, get a dog. You don't need a pew pew. Hey, Susanna, how are you, hon? Moore began the latest installment of his Rumble podcast by reminding listeners that he appeared on MSNBC and urged the media to call for an end to the Second Amendment the night of the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. He said he stayed away from speaking out after mass shootings for a decade because of his 2002 documentary, Bowling for Columbine. Made him everyone's go-to voice to speak out after the school shootings, and he didn't want such appearances to become the new normal. He decided to join MSNBC following the Uvalde massacre because, and this is in quotations, making a film that I thought would end this didn't work. And staying off TV wasn't forcing change either. I thought I have to be completely honest with people, and so I said it. I said something that I know the Democratic Party leaders and others don't want. They don't want this said, but I believe a majority of Americans are thinking it. A lot of people are afraid to say it. I'm going to say it, Moore said. I said it that night live on television. Well, he wants to end the Second Amendment. How about we end his filmmaking career? We stop watching his movies. Stop listening to his podcast. Hey, Widow, how are you, hon? When has Hollywood learned to stay the fuck out of politics? Can someone tell me that? If they want to be in politics, let them run for a fucking office. I agree, David. I agree. And if we have to lose ours, maybe their security details should lose theirs as well. I mean, I agree not. I don't agree with taking away someone's Second Amendment. That I do not agree. You're cooking with 3 forks? Uh-oh. That can't be good, Keith. Many people already have stopped watching. They don't care. They hate those of us that don't support them or give them money. Absolutely, Susanna. Absolutely. All right, this next article is also from Fox News. This is about the Jan 6. Republicans, Democrats dismiss impact on Jan 6 could have on midterms. It's the economy, stupid. It's the economy, stupid, is in quotation marks. Sounds to me like something AOC would say. Democrats and Republicans agreed the economy would take center stage in November. A number of Democrats and Republicans have resoundingly dismissed the idea that Jan 6 investigation and hearings will have a significant impact on the midterm elections. An exclusive interview with Fox News News Digital, multiple Democratic strategists, as well as Democratic and Republicans on either end result of the Jan 6 committee's actions, and instead pointed to much bigger issues such as the economy, which they say will be a larger factor come November. I agree, Cowboy, completely. The Jan 6 Commission is very important for history. Hang on, my daggum. Is important for history and protecting our democracy. But we can't ignore the bread and butter of economic issues. Republican Ro Khanna, Democrat, oh, that was representative. Sorry. Khanna, Democratic California, said what will win Democrat votes is an economic economic, Lord, I can't say that word today, vision of revitalization and job I agree with her. Absolutely. The committee made up of 7 Democrats, including Representative Liz Cheney and Representative Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, held its first public hearing late Thursday evening as part of its investigation into what led to the Jan 6 storming of the People's House. Uh-oh. Is that better, Tiger? Can y'all hear me better now? Okay. Sorry, I get passionate about this stuff. And it's, you know, it's got me hot. And I don't mean in a good way either. The hearing is expected to be just one of several televised hearings from the committee, with the next already announced for Monday and Wednesday of next week, that they're expected to use in an attempt to capture Americans' attention before the midterms. Y'all got that, right? That they're expected to use in an attempt to capture Americans' attention before the midterms. Exactly, Widow. Exactly. Our Pledge of Allegiance says we are a republic. Our Constitution says we are a republic. before they are allowed to take the floor. Guionist and Fox News contributor Jessica Tarlov. I don't think it's going to have that much of an impact on the midterms considering how important inflation, gas prices, and the economy are. It's the internet. I do believe. Can y'all hear me now? Hello? Yeah, I believe I do. I believe I do. It is whatever it really is. But I'm going to get off that topic before I really get going. Because, in my opinion, it's another distraction. And with that, we conclude Fox News. Okay, the next article is from Al Jazeera English. As soon as my laptop cooperates with me, I'll share the link. There we go. All right. Like I said, this is from Al Jazeera English. Smashed to smithereens, China threatens all-out war over Taiwan. Excuse me. Defense Minister warns his U.S. counterpart China will not hesitate to start war if self-ruled island engages in independence plot. China will not hesitate to start a war and smash to smithereens any Taiwan independence efforts, and Defense Minister warned his U.S. counterpart in the pair's first face-to-face talks. If anyone dares to split Taiwan from China, the Chinese army will definitely not hesitate to start a war no matter the cost, Defense Minister Wei Feng said during a meeting with Lloyd Austin on Friday. Absolutely, widow. Absolutely. The PLA, People's Liberation Army, would have no choice but to fight and crush any attempt of Taiwan's independence, safeguard national sovereignty, and territorial integrity. Jesus. That's just what we need. It's another cigar crisis. Yeah, we'll call it that since we're not supposed to, discuss, what happened when JFK was in office. Oh, I know, Tiger, I know. Despite the combative words, Wei said the talks with Austin went smoothly. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the Shanghai La Dialogue Security Summit in Singapore for nearly an hour, double the time initially allotted. The Chinese minister also pledged that Beijing would smash to smithereens any Taiwan independence plot and resolutely uphold the unification of the motherland, according to the Chinese Defense Ministry. Taiwan is China's Taiwan. Using Taiwan to contain China will never prevail, it said in a statement. Right, Widow? Taiwan, a self-ruled democratic island, lives under the constant threat of invasion by China. Beijing views the island as its territory and has pledged to one day seize it by force if necessary. Austin told Wei that Beijing must refrain from further destabilizing actions towards Taiwan. The Pentagon said an American official speaking on the condition of anonymity said most of the meeting focused on Taiwan, and Austin reiterated Washington's position on Taiwan was unchanged while criticizing China's military aggression. Right, Cowboy? Keith, I'm glad she's feeling better. Absolutely. That's awesome news. But I did see where Big Bear basically said the same thing about that one that they are fighting with. Per my family in military camo said, get my stuff ready. Oh, I believe it, Widow. I absolutely believe it. This one is from Reuters. All right, come on. UKR. I'm not going to call it UK because, well, I confuse myself when I say UK. Because I be thinking about the United Kingdom. UKR sought more help from the West on Friday, pleading for faster deliveries of weapons to hold off better armed Bear forces and for humanitarian support to combat deadly diseases. Oh, wow, Keith. That's good. In Donetsk, the small city that has become the focus of Bears' advance in eastern UKR and one of the bloodiest flashpoints in a war well within its fourth month, further heavy fighting was reported. To the south, the mayor of Mariupol, reduced to ruins by a Bear siege, said sanitation systems were broken and corpses were rotting in the streets. There is an outbreak of dysentery and cholera. The war, which took over 20,000 residents, unfortunately, with these infection outbreaks, will claim thousands more Mariupolites. He told national television. He called on the UN and the International Committee of the Red Cross to work on establishing a humanitarian corridor to allow remaining residents to leave the city, which is now under Bear rule. So now we've got cholera back. Yay. So the Oregon Trail, huh? I'm confused. This is also from Reuters. I ain't played Oregon Trail since I was in school. That'd been many, many years ago. Sounds like it, Keith. All right. On to the economy. Let me light a cigarette. Oh, yeah, David. I thought we were still in Jumanji. I really did. I agree, Widow. Absolutely. U.S. stocks posted their biggest weekly percentage decline since January and ended sharply lower on Friday as a steeper than expected rise in U.S. consumer prices in May fueled fears of more aggressive interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve. And of course, it ain't going to let me finish the rest of this article. See you later, cowboy. Great to see you too. You too, and God bless you, brother. That'll work, David. But of course, with at least once a year, the economy goes into a downfall. So, but I figured y'all would find that interesting. Right, Susanna? So the other day, I saw a fellow YouTube creator had posted about two men in Israel that were clothed in sackcloth. I haven't been able to find any information on it besides what he has. But that's not to say it's not true, but I'm not saying it's true. So keep your eye on that. If y'all find anything, please feel free to email me the links. Because, guys, y'all know I'm all over Israel. Okay, this is from the Times of Israel, while we're on the subject of Israel. You did, David? You know what that's a sign for? Russia lashes Israel as satellite images show disabled Damascus airport after raid. Moscow condemns vicious, provocative attacks. Both runways in Syrian capital hit 3 times. Israel has accused Iran of using civilian flights to transfer weapons to Hezbollah. Sackcloth, Keith, is made out of old feed sacks. Is the best way that I can describe it. Oh, Heather left, and here we go, Papa screaming at the 3-year-old. Oh, I believe it, David. But you know they're not going to show stuff like that. In an unusually bitter condemnation, Bear lashed out at Israel Friday following a pre-dawn strike blamed on Israel at Damascus's airport. An Israeli satellite intelligence firm published images showing significant damage to the runways, which it said disabled the entire airport. Russia's foreign ministry on Friday evening condemned the vicious practice of Israel's strikes on civilian infrastructure, which it said were provocative and in violation of the basic norms of international laws. Israel frequently targets Iran-tied facilities and convoys in Syria and relies on a deconfliction mechanism agreed with Moscow to avoid direct confrontation with Bear forces there. Israel's ties with Bear are being strained by the UKR conflict. However, and Friday's bitter comments from Bear about the Syrian strike underlined the rising friction. Syria's state media reported that Israeli jets struck targets south of Damascus at around 4:20 a.m. on Friday, wounding one person and causing material damage. Hours later, the country's transport ministry announced that it would suspend incoming and outgoing flights at the airport, citing technical disruptions. Israel made no official comment on the incident. ImageSat International (ISI) said the strikes completely disabled operations at both airport runways. Each separate missile strikes in April and May. Other sections of one of the runways were damaged in attacks attributed to Israel. According to ISI, those strikes shortened the length of the runway significantly and prevented large planes from landing. Susanna, I love you, sister. Hey. But yeah, so that's the news articles I have for y'all today. Y'all have heard me repeatedly say, keep your eyes on Israel. Keep your eye on Big Bear when it comes to Israel. If I remember correctly, sackcloth is basically a burlap sack. It's like it's made out of the same materials anyway. Absolutely. Keep your heads on the swivel. And you're right, Keith, times is unfolding. You know, and if it does prove true that the two men are in Israel, more specifically Jerusalem at the Wailing Wall, they're what the Bible calls the olive trees. Oh, me too, Hoot. Me too. And if they are the olive trees, we are for sure in the end times. And yes, there are ways of knowing if they are the olive tree spoken of in the book of Revelations. Heck yeah, David. Heck yeah. You know, the Bible says that Israel is God's time clock. You know, I remember the night that all this kicked off with Bear and UKR. I was on a specific person's live that night, and we were watching the live cams from the capital of UKR. So, and I still ain't convinced those wasn't on a loop. I know Keith and Hoot knows what I'm talking about. They were there that night. I think Susanna was there that night too. I seriously just bought some clothes so I'm not caught with dirty underwear and naked when it goes. I hear you, Susanna. I hear you. Thank you, David. It really is, Widow. It really is. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, I don't want to say I worry about what's going on about, between Bear and UKR. It's concerning. But I'm more worried about what happens between Russia and Bear and the Russian bear. Yeah, we'll go with that. The Russian bear and Israel. All right, David. I figured you probably couldn't, Keith. I hadn't looked. I ain't even gonna lie. There is so much technology today to you don't know what to really trust with it. I don't even trust Fox News. This kid over here talking about Fox News. The media is all controlled by the government. Didn't you know that? Yes, even WVOH. Even WTOC. Shit. Yes, CBS. Need I say more? No, I don't need to say more. Okay. There are some channels doing it, but it's fake. I believe it, Keith. I believe it. Right, David? I mean, just Josh can explain this stuff better than I can. Because when it comes to biblical stuff, I get very passionate. I have studied what we all call the end times since I was 14 years old. I have notebooks filled with pages research. Well, then. Yeah. And let me tell y'all, it wasn't the internet. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Keith. I don't know, David. I don't know if it was the G or if it was the Y. I'm talking about I had to completely go out of StreamYard and go back into it. I was seriously about to throw my phone. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe it did, Widow. I really do. That or people reporting me one to two. And, they do that on daily. It was the Morlocks. Thank you, Tiger. But it's okay because I was fixed to go on the tirade. I told y'all I get passionate. And there's just some things that it could have been. But I'm also one of those, I think God puts stuff on your heart. No, I need to, though, Keith. Thing is, it'll knock my ass out if I do. So I can't have one till after the 3-year-old goes to sleep. Because I'm the only female in my household tonight. God help me. Right, widow. That's right. You gonna get drunk and pass out. The 3-year-old used to get in the middle of the floor and he'd, spin around in circles and he'd holler out, I'm gunk, Nana, I'm gunk. Because he couldn't say drunk. It was funny. So you gonna get grunk? All right, David. I would, Susanna, but it's Friday night and I know there's other channels going live. So I keep Fridays to an hour. That while I'm going to watch wrestling. Hey, you've got gunk before? I'm here to say, y'all, if I ever put the 3-year-old on YouTube, which I will not, y'all would fall in love. he's something else. You got the Cannibals going live on Sophia's at 8. Mad Shad's going live tonight. Angry Prepper should be live. Can't remember if he goes on at 9 or 10. And I think that's it. Yeah, it's Friday. Got 2 pecan trees tonight. Awesome, Tiger. Oh, I understand that, Susanna. Like I said, I'm going to watch wrestling. I ain't seen my Roman Reigns in a while. And you know what? It's a good thing he does not look like his daddy. Because his daddy, he, no. Oh, I know, Tiger. I know. I know. I just don't have it in my moral being to step on people. Even though I know that they won't hesitate to step on me. And that's sad. Oh, I agree, Susanna. Oh, him and the Usos. You're welcome, Widow. No, they would not. They wouldn't, Tiger. They would not. And you know, that's sad. But the truth's the truth. And you know, I'm good to people until they well shit. I'm still good to people even after they piss me off. Shh. Tiger, if you've seen him, you would know why we say that. Welcome back, David. But all right, guys, y'all be sure to check out those that's going live. um, you know, let's make sure to support each other, even if those people don't support us. I'm fixing to go eat and enjoy Friday Night SmackDown. I might pop up in a chat later on, who knows? Then again, I may not. Depends on my mood. But guys, keep your heads on a swivel. Sup, Deep Woods? How you doing, brother? David, the Cannibals is going live on Sophia B. Mad Shad will be live tonight, I believe. Angry Prepper will be live at some point tonight. So y'all be sure to check them out. I will see y'all later. Much love. Stay prepped up. Stay prayed up. And once again, I'll play the intro.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings? But you're pro-choice, abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his